Stay tuned for your Local on the 8's Winter Games forecast, brought to you by Sun Life Financial. Annuities, employee benefits, life insurance.
With an A+ credit rating in good times and bad, Sun Life Financial should be famous. We're working on it.
So you're seriously proposing we change our name to Sun Life Valley?
Do we still get to go
Currently,
skiing?
the temperature is 30 degrees with light snow.
Sooner or later, you'll know our name. Sun Life Financial.
Join the Weather Channel live in Vancouver all this week during the 2010 Winter Games. Now, you're local on the 8s.
Our local Doppler radar. The forecast for your area. Your extended forecast.
Well, the major cities along the eastern seaboard have gotten hammered, including New York, Philadelphia, D.C., and Baltimore.
Is it the worst winter ever? Records have been broken, and many residents will say yes. NBC's Tom Costello has the story.
For much of the day, blowing snow and a near whiteout cover the mid-Atlantic. The capital nearly impossible to make out through blizzard conditions. While on the streets of D.C.,
I'm training for the Olympics in Washington.
the diehards were turning to skis to get through it all. At 8 a.m., only a light snow was falling, but by 10, the White House had disappeared. For a third straight day, the federal government is shut down. D.C.'s airports are closed and deserted, and area roads, already glazed with layers of ice, are now covered in even more snow. So dangerous, the National Guard has been called in to help transport emergency personnel.
It's very, very difficult conditions. The snow has been blowing. We're near blizzard, if not at blizzard conditions. It's been a total whiteout. We've had problems with apparatus responding around.
Farther south, near Williamsburg, Virginia, zero visibility led to a 50-car pileup.
I come up on a stop, and they all cars just parked left and right. I slid over and almost run into the guardrail. I get up on this one, all the cars stop.
While in Maryland, the entire state was enveloped in a blizzard today. WBAL's Rob Roblin is in Baltimore.
Where I am now, we've had over 11 inches of snow on top of about 27 inches of snow that we had last weekend. So this is a real mess.
Digging out won't be easy. Much of the region, already buried in up to 30 inches of snow, now has another foot.
This is the walk to the subway. About half a mile. Game on.
Entire neighborhoods, cars, and downed trees buried. And in Washington, a little girl named Charlotte insisted she and George the Snow Shark were responsible for all of this.
While you sleep with him, on the night before you want it to snow, and then the next day it snows. Maybe we can sell them to Vancouver.
Good idea, Vancouver.
And Vancouver could certainly use that snow. We're going to be headed to Vancouver coming up in just a few minutes here.
All right, but now let's bring in our severe weather expert, Dr. Greg Forbes. And Greg, this storm has really transitioned from a snowstorm to quite a windstorm in Massachusetts.
Yeah, indeed. It's gotten worse this evening up in the Cape Cod area. Wires down, and now still gusts 50 miles per hour there out at Nantucket. Everywhere they're going to wind down gradually, though, as we go through the course of the night. I've been trimming down the size of my 30 to 35 mile per hour wind gust area. Getting still stronger here as the low heads out close to and just grazing south of Massachusetts there. Still eastern parts of North Carolina still pretty strong and still back in the mountains. But most of these areas will calm down to 25, 35 miles per hour overnight. North Carolina has really calmed down. That's where it really was roaring this afternoon. A lot of places over 50 miles per hour. Underneath a jet stream that at 33,000 feet was over 230 miles per hour. It still is tonight, but with the daytime heating gone away, we've lost that mixing. Still here in the browns, the oranges, some places still have blizzard warnings tonight, so we're still getting treacherous conditions with all that snow that's been blowing around, even though it's the winds are diminishing just a little bit. Now, what's causing all these winds? Well, a lot of it is the tightness of the pressure difference between outside and inside the low. That's pulling the winds in, and some of them are still very, very strong gusts. Back to you.
All right, Greg, thank you so very much for the update and your expertise. We certainly appreciate it.
Weather Channel Radio has been following the storm as well. We want to head to radio meteorologist Mark Elliott for the latest. And Mark, your parents have got some pictures for us.
Yeah, absolutely. You know, they are still in North Jersey in the shadow of New York City. WABC, our client there. But since I, grew up there, I get to directly call in the listeners, being my parents in this case. This is the view out their back window onto the deck. Just tons of snow. And, well, my dad says he'll see me in spring, since digging out of that is going to be a tough go of things. But just across town from them, my friend Morgan decided to have a little bit of fun clearing the snow out. She's 5'8", so that is a gigantic snowman. Had to use a ramp, a built snow ramp, in order to get the huge pieces of the snowmen together, and she says they were very heavy. So that's going to be a factor with all the shoveling. A heavy, wet snow, good for snowmen, good for snowballs, but tough to shovel out afterwards.
All right, Mark Elliott and Myrna Elliott, thank you very much. We certainly appreciate it.
Well, the Weather Channel is your headquarters for this ferocious February storm. Now winding down, but believe it or not, there is another storm on the horizon. It's going to be working up into the northeast Tuesday. We'll talk more about it coming up.
OnStar presents Extreme Weather Driving Tips.